Right now at 6, we are gearing up for some of the coldest weather of the year, with wind chills getting dangerously low.
A family seeking justice for their loved one killed outside a Sauk County casino. They were there today as a suspect made his first court appearance.
And local businesses are stepping up to help area families impacted by the government shutdown.
This is News 3 at 6.
Layers will be key in the days to come as we deal with some very cold temperatures.
We check in now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Kinalte with what we can expect. Gary?
Well, first it'll be the bitter cold, then it'll be another winter storm, and then dangerously cold weather is possible beyond that for the middle of next week. Let's start out by taking a look at an alert day that we have in the forecast for tomorrow. This is for a wind chill advisory that runs through noon tomorrow, but even during the warmest part of the day tomorrow, I don't expect temperatures to get above zero, with wind chills staying to as cold as 20 below zero during the day. Actual low temperatures tonight could drop to near 15 below zero, with wind chills of 30 to 35 degrees below zero. Then we have alert days in the forecast for Monday for a potential winter storm that could bring heavy snow here or nearby, along with blowing and drifting snow, followed by dangerously cold weather with low temperatures to 20 below zero or colder, daytime high temperatures staying below zero, wind chills early in the morning as cold as 40 to 45 below zero, and wind chills during the warmest part of the day not getting much above 20 to 25 below zero. We had some light snow showers and flurries move eastward across southern Wisconsin. That was just ahead of a cold front. Now skies are actually starting to clear out. That wind chill advisory in effect through noon tomorrow for all of southern Wisconsin. There are wind chill warnings for parts of eastern Iowa and northwestern Illinois. High temperatures before the cold front arrived hit the 20-degree mark in most areas, but those temperatures have come down quite a bit since then. We're at 12 in Madison. To our west, temperatures are in the single digits. Those winds are increasing, 15 to 25 miles per hour out of the northwest, dropping wind chills now to around 15 below zero in the western parts of our viewing area, below zero here in Madison. By tomorrow morning, the actual air temperature down to about 13 below zero. Look for wind chills to minus 30 to minus 35. Tomorrow's high temperature only around zero, with maybe a few flurries in the afternoon. Later on, I'll take a look at that winter storm potential, followed by the dangerously cold weather for the middle of next week.
All right, Gary, thank you. A snow emergency remains in effect for Madison until tomorrow morning. Drivers have to follow these special parking instructions tonight, including those who live on the Isthmus. This allows plow drivers to better clear the roads for us throughout the county. And right now, there are 32 drivers out there working to keep streets salted and brined. Additional trucks are also working to clear snow from the streets in the area. Now, be sure to download the Channel 3000 Weather and Traffic app, especially as this very cold weather comes our way, along with more snow. Stay safe and informed with News 3. That app available now for free in your app store.
Cash bail was set at $250,000 for the man accused of stabbing and killing an 88-year-old man in a Sauk County casino parking lot. Amy Reed joins us now from the courthouse to bring us up to speed on this case. Amy?
Robert Pulvermacher, the man accused here, appeared in court for the first time in person today. He's facing first-degree intentional homicide charge, one the judge noted carries the highest punishment in the state of Wisconsin if convicted, life in prison. The state and judge noted there is pretty substantial evidence tying Pulvermacher to the crime. They said a security camera shows Pulvermacher was the last person to interact with 88-year-old Harold Johnson before he was found dead in his car with 5 stab wounds. The defense offered a $10,000 cash bail, saying Pulvermacher is low on funds and physical ability to flee. But the state, who represents Johnson, said because of the crime and because Pulvermacher was on the run from police until yesterday, it needs to be significant.
Given the nature of the offense, given the danger he presents, given his reason for avoiding the jurisdiction of the court, the state is recommending a $250,000 cash bail for Mr. Pulvermacher.
The judge sided with the state here, setting bail at $250,000, though he noted just about anything over $1,000 would probably be significant to Pulvermacher's family. And through all this, we don't want to forget the victim. I sat down with one of his daughters and one of his granddaughters earlier this afternoon, and we'll be bringing you the story of this man's life tonight at News 3 at 10.
Looking forward to that. Amy, thank you.
A man is in custody following a homicide. This happened in Janesville last night. News 3's Adam Duxter joins us live now from Rock County, where he has an update from police. Adam?
Well, Eric, police say they arrested 39-year-old Lucas Storr in Monroe after he allegedly shot and killed his ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend. Now, they arrested him on first-degree intentional homicide charges. He has a history of domestic violence with this ex-girlfriend, and according to police, the two just recently broke up. The police are not going to release the identity of the 41-year-old victim at this time, but today, Janesville Police Chief David Moore saying that homicides around here are very rare. So when they do happen, they require the attention of the entire police force.
We bring everybody in. Lieutenant Agard had his whole detective bureau in. They worked till about 1 o'clock this morning. We will continue bringing patrol officers in until we can provide the good service for the family and assure that there is a prosecutable case.
Chief Moore says he's going to place 20 of his officers on this investigation full time. And to get Storr into custody yesterday took a bit of teamwork. Again, he was arrested in Greene County in Monroe, so it took the efforts of Janesville Police, the Greene County Sheriff's Office, and Monroe Police Department to get him into custody. Right now, he's staying in the Rock County Jail. He's expected to appear in court tomorrow.
All right, Adam Duxter live in Janesville tonight. Adam, thank you.
Madison police say they've arrested several of the suspects involved in a string of armed robberies involving taxi cabs. 28-year-old Eric Clay was arrested and on probationary hold. 2 other minors have also been arrested. Jamie Perez shares what Madison police are saying.
While several arrests have been made so far, Madison PD say there's still a lot of work to be done as they continue to investigate to look for additional suspects.
By virtue of putting Clay out of commission, we have seen a precipitous drop in the number of these sort of armed encounters.
Chief Mike Koval expressed his relief to have Eric Clay off of Madison streets, but say there's still more work to be done and firearms to recover from a string of robberies involving taxi services.
The layers and layers of trauma that is induced having been victimized by someone with a gun.
Several other arrests were made, but their pictures aren't shown because they're juveniles. Several of the suspects involved range from age 12 to 16.
I can't be probative enough to understand what compelled it. All we can deal is the behavioral outcomes of what it's left with victims.
While Madison police continue to investigate, the owners of green cabs say they're relieved someone who caused fear and emotional damage to the drivers is off the streets.
You know, we're happy. Every single evening we, talked with our drivers, and we want to provide them a safer environment in which to go out. So I'm sure they're going to be very happy as well. Relief, I guess, would be it. Although you still need to be vigilant, but we're feeling much better about it.
If you have any additional information that could lead police to more arrests, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers. In Madison, Jamie Perez, WISC News 3.
Police say they can't make definitive connections between Eric Clay and the juveniles involved, but did say Clay worked with one of them at a fast food restaurant at one point.
The most recent Marquette Law School poll reveals strong support for the priorities of new Governor Tony Evers. The poll surveyed 800 registered voters, conducted last Wednesday through Sunday, touched on many topics in Wisconsin, including should the state accept federal funding to expand Badger Care. 62% now in favor. More split was the question about staying in the federal lawsuit to overturn the Affordable Care Act. 48 to 42% in favor of withdrawing. And the push to legalize marijuana continues to gain momentum both here in Wisconsin and across the nation. On national issues, 66% oppose the government shutdown, 51% polled oppose a border wall with Mexico, and 55% support raising the minimum wage. You can see more complete poll numbers at our website, channel3000.com.
Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers plans to commit $31 million in his budget plan to help Marinette Marine. He was in Marinette today to announce his plan to help the shipbuilder expand its shipyard and buildings. He says the expansion will help the company compete for a $10 billion federal shipbuilding contract. Evers says the shipyard expansion will allow the company to add an additional 400 full-time positions. Well, today is day 34 of the federal government shutdown, and a local grocery chain is helping local furloughed workers. The 3 Metcalfe's locations are extending their employee discount to those impacted by the shutdown. The company is following the lead of others, offering free meals, deferred payments, or zero-interest loans. An elderly man killed during a house fire is being remembered for his independence and love.
His family opens up to News 3 about their loss. That's next at 6. A Lafayette County family is remembering a man who died in a fire this week.
He leaves behind a wife, children, grandchildren, and even great-grandchildren who tell Rose Schmidt they will miss him dearly.
The sheriff's office says that this house is a total loss, but the real loss are all the pictures and memories that went with the house that many people called home over the years.
I grew up in
As Argyle is coated in another layer of white,
we moved down here in that house when I was in 6th grade.
Michael Butson and his family reflect on years of parties and gatherings spent at his mother's house.
I couldn't sleep very good last night, and I had the fire had started back up a couple times during the night.
He and his wife now live next door. On Wednesday morning, she looked outside and saw smoke and flames.
House was on fire, and they couldn't find Leroy.
Fire crews got to the scene just before noon, but they could not get to Michael's stepfather, Melvin Leroy Narveson, in time.
This is Leroy.
And he died just a few weeks shy of his 90th birthday.
Well, he was very independent. He was a little bit stubborn, but he liked to do everything himself.
Sheriff Reg Gill from Lafayette County says there was nothing suspicious about the fire, but there were some challenges for first responders.
The problem with it was it's a very rural area. It's down a long lane. It got very congested very quickly with vehicles trying to get fire trucks in and out, which is always an issue.
That rural area is home to many of Leroy's family members, who are taking comfort in the things the firefighters found in the wreckage.
He's in a gray suit.
Michael says Leroy lived life the way he wanted to, and loved Sandra, his sweetheart of more than 40 years.
They kind of took care of each other, but he did a lot of stuff for her.
And living next door has meant a lot to Michael.
Been nice to take care of him and that. Been able to be right here.
But he knows there are some losses you can't overcome.
Where's your train? Your train's gone.
Investigators are still trying to determine the cause of the fire. In Argyle, I'm Rose Schmidt for WISC News 3.
Leroy's wife, Sandra, was in Darlington on Tuesday night being treated for congestive heart failure, so she was not home at the time of the fire. Her family had to break the news to her.
The snow is gone, but now the cold is coming. Temps already dropping. Wind chills will be dangerously low over the next few days. Gary has the details in our first alert forecast coming up.
If you're a parent, your home is likely filled to the brim, or was at one point, with stuffed animals that your kids just won't let go of, maybe simply because they are a source of comfort. There's a family in Baraboo hoping to recreate that feeling for children in need in their community. That's why the Gorder family has been making stuffed animals together for the past 8 years around the dinner table.
We wanted to do something different. We wanted the kids to do something for kids so that they could understand that there's kids in the community that need some help too, and maybe just need to know that others are thinking about them.
Tonight at 10, watch our special Do Something Good story to learn more about this stuffed animal project.
We'll look forward to that, but what we are not looking forward to are these temperatures that are plummeting, and it has already started to drop out there, Gary.
Yeah, temperatures are down a good 10 to 15 degrees just over the last few hours, and those temperatures will continue to nosedive overnight. We have an alert day in the forecast for tomorrow. This is for a wind chill advisory. It runs through noon tomorrow. Wind chills by morning 20 to 35 below zero, but even during the day, those wind chills probably staying around 10 to 15 below zero for much of the day. Then we have an alert day in the forecast for Monday for a potential winter storm. We'll show you the path of that in just a minute, with some heavy snow and blowing snow either here or very close to southern Wisconsin. And then following that, some of the coldest air in about 20 years. Really, you got to go back to about 1996 to see temperatures this cold for a prolonged period of time, down to 20 below zero or colder for low temperatures. High temperatures staying below zero. So wind chills in the morning down to 40 to 45 below zero, and wind chills during the day staying 20 to 25 below zero. That's just dangerously cold. On Doppler track, you can see the snow that we had this afternoon moving off to the east. That's actually ahead of the cold front. Look at all the snow we have on the ground now. This a week ago, this area had the least amount of snow. Now we have the most, and that's going to allow that cold air to come in full force. There were some problems with blowing and drifting snow out to the west earlier. Winter weather advisory remains in effect until 9 p.m. for areas south and west of Grant County, but the wind chill advisory is in effect for almost the entire Midwest, with a wind chill warning across eastern Iowa and parts of northern Illinois through noon tomorrow. Current temperatures range from 20 in Milwaukee to 12 in Madison to 5 in La Crosse, 1 below zero in the Twin Cities, and down to 11 below zero in Morris, Minnesota. You factor in these winds that are in the 15 to 25 mile per hour range, and look where the wind chills go. From 5 above in Milwaukee, 2 below zero in Madison, and by the time you get to the Twin Cities, you're talking wind chills between 20 and 30 below zero. And future track wind chills early tomorrow morning will be hovering around 30 to 35 below zero, and then look for the daytime wind chills to remain in the teens below zero for much of the day. Tomorrow night, the winds will be a little lighter. We'll see wind chills back down at times to around 20 to 25 below zero. And then during the day on Saturday, those wind chills remain below zero, even though actual air temperatures will get up into the single digits. Then we look forward to Monday for the winter storm. The GFS computer model from the U.S. government showing the heaviest snow right over southern Wisconsin, with a swath of about 8 to 10 inches here. The European computer model, same type of snowfall, just a little further south. So right now, a little bit of a difference between the two, but if you split the difference, they're still going to end up with several inches of snow here in southern Wisconsin. And then following that, look at these wind chills by Tuesday morning. Starting at 24 below zero, then by Tuesday afternoon around 30 below zero, by Wednesday morning down to about 45 below zero, daytime wind chills staying around 20 to 30 below zero during the day, and nighttime below zero, wind chills down to about 40 below zero through Thursday morning and into Friday. So several days with dangerously cold temperatures next week. As we look at the live view from the Edgewater Skycam in Madison, a little bit of blowing snow out there, some crystals blowing around. Low this morning 0, the high 22, but we're already down to 12 degrees and the wind chills at 2 below zero with a west-northwesterly wind at 12 miles per hour. This storm moving out, notice the clearing out here. That's just going to allow those temperatures over that fresh snow cover to really nosedive. And high pressure located through the Dakotas will continue to move eastward, and that'll put the center of that cold air mass right over us over the next couple of days. So wind chill advisory in effect through noon tomorrow for all of southern Wisconsin. For tonight, look for a low in Madison of 13 below zero. Wind chills by morning 20 to 35 below zero with partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, some morning sunshine, maybe a couple of flurries in the afternoon. High temperatures struggling back up to around zero with wind chills down to 10 to 15 below zero during the day. Look at the temperatures by morning. Down in the teens below zero. High temperatures tomorrow only around zero. Maybe a couple of passing flurries in the afternoon. We clear out for tomorrow night. Temperatures back down to around 15 below zero. Saturday, high temperatures back above zero with maybe a couple of flurries, but still those wind chills staying below zero for much of that time. And then we have the potential for that accumulating snow Monday with strong winds and blowing and drifting snow. Dangerously cold weather for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then as we warm back up toward the end of next week, maybe some light snow from late Friday night into Saturday and Sunday.
One former Badger football standout might be getting sized for a Super Bowl ring again. And we preview tonight's Big 8 battle in the Prep Mania Game of the Week. Stay close. Sports is next. Stay in tonight, grab a warm beverage, and hit channel3000.com just after 7 o'clock. Big 8 ball night's about to happen in tonight's Prep Mania Game of the Week. Jay Wilson joins us with a preview of tonight's crosstown showdown between Madison East and Madison Memorial. Good evening, Jay.
Hi, Kevin, and good evening, everyone. Well, we about a month left in the regular season. We got a great race in boys basketball in the Big 8. Madison East leads Madison La Follette by a game, and then Madison Memorial's 2 games back. And as Kevin said, East and Memorial play here tonight. And John Boyle, East was riding high, ranked #1 in the state till they ran into Madison West and lost 96-80 Friday night. So they're dealing with their first loss of the season. How do you expect they'll handle it?
Well, that's probably a game that if they play them 10 times, East wins 9. But now we're going to find out about a little bit about the psychology of results, and that's how East is going to react. Are they going to come out snorting and chase Memorial right back into the locker room at the beginning of the game? Are they going to be feeling sorry for themselves and play very poorly and kind of let the thing snowball? Or is it going to be just like it never happened? I'll be interested to see, because if Memorial wins this game, I think that makes for a 3-way tie in the Big 8.
Yeah, if La Follette beats Beloit Memorial at La Follette tonight and Memorial beats East, we do have a 3-way tie for first of the Big 8 conference with, as we said, less than a month ago. Okay, 7:15, we'll be online, channel3000.com with Madison East at Madison Memorial boys basketball. Hope you'll join us then. Kevin, back to you.
Jay, thank you very much. Well, it's a good thing the Wisconsin men's basketball team didn't look past the struggling Illini last night. They almost gave the game away. 17 turnovers and foul trouble for Ethan Happ. Picked up his 4th right here with about 9:30 to go. Okay, new rules. I don't have time to explain them. Happ only had 9 points in the game, had to leave, but the supporting cast taketh over. Off the miss, Nate Reavers Big fella had 10 rebounds in the game, a part of a mini 9-1 run. And Reavers had himself a career high, 22 points. The Badgers beat Illinois for the 14th straight time. Final score 72-60.
Kept things going in the right direction. Actually, we got separation during that time because I think it was tied. They made 2 free throws to tie, and from there we walked out to an 8-point lead. And we've had that happen before, where Ethan hasn't been on the floor and other guys step up. And I think that's a mark of a team that's developing and has other dimensions and other contributors to it. So I'm happy for all those guys. They answered when we needed the help. They came and helped us out.
Former Badger, current Patriots running back James White's quietly become one of the most valuable players for his team in the entire league. Pats head coach Bill Belichick's known for his soft-spoken answers, not thinking about the past, just worrying about the next game, and White's learned well from his head coach.
I'm just enjoying the moment right now, just enjoying this opportunity, enjoying being around my teammates. We're all fortunate to be in this game right here. Like I said, we worked all year long from OTAs to training camp just to get here, so just going to soak it all in and prepare as hard as possible with them.
Yeah, they're playing indoors in Atlanta in a couple of weeks. We wish we were indoors tonight. Yeah. And we are for the game of the week, so.
Tune in, channel3000.com.
I think everybody should stay indoors. Take a look at what's going on here. Winter weather advisories south and west of southern Wisconsin tonight. Wind chill advisories through noon tomorrow. Current temperatures, single digits and teens. Those wind chills right now are already around 15 below zero in the western viewing area, down to around 30 to 35 below zero by morning.
Gary, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.